Hello everyone, live from GITEX Technology Week 2022. I am Rabab Zehra from TECHx Media. I have with me Shah Sheikh. He is Senior Cybersecurity Consultant and Advisor at DTS Solution. So we will have a conversation with him about cybersecurity particularly. Let's welcome Shah on TECHx Media. Hi.
Thank you for having me, TECHx Media. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. So Shah, let's start with talking about cyber threats are increasing and there are different kinds of threats that are emerging. So what are the main threats customers are facing at the moment?
Yeah, so cybersecurity industry and cyber criminal activity has exponentially increased over the last few years. We've seen a huge number of ransomware attacks being successfully exploited within organizations. What we've also seen last year in 2021, more than $600 million worth of ransom being paid out due to ransomware attacks. So ransomware definitely is a major issue for many organizations. But also we've been seeing traditional type of attacks where organizations get breached, they then basically have their data being exfiltrated. Organizations are being targeted with vulnerabilities. The main focus is criminals are monetizing from their criminal activity, right? And that's also led to the proliferation of cryptocurrencies and the use of cryptocurrencies and using that to launder money and profit. So these cyber criminals are profiting from that. So these emerging threats, vectors, have really changed the landscape of cybersecurity over the last couple of years.
That's interesting. So how DTS Solution is catering to the changed demands of customers with these new threats? Customers' demands have obviously changed. So how you are catering to those demands?
Yeah, so organizations are majority of organizations are going through a digital transformation, right? So the pandemic has changed the way we work. People working from home now more often as well. Also, organizations have had to adopt cloud and edge computing. And so really there's a lot of pressure on organizations to transform digitally, but also to bring automation into what they do, right? To streamline their processes, to become more efficient an organization and have that competitive edge. This has put a lot of pressure on IT teams to transform their infrastructure, right? So moving to the cloud, migrating, data is becoming also a very important aspect where now data is being shared with third parties. Emerging threats from supply chain risk, cloud security risks, working from home risks have all changed the landscape. Now, as DTS, we take a more holistic approach. We are driven from an engineering perspective. That's our core skill set. What we see, obviously there are many security products in the industry. There's more than 1,600 security vendors that are out there, each solving specific problems. But really what we want to do is have more of a focus on what does the customer need, what are the threat landscapes, what's specific to their industry that's going to cause impact to them from a security perspective, right? And applying the relevant controls that they need to improve their security. So it's not about how many solutions you have, it's about are the protection controls that are in place, are they the right protection controls, and does that minimize your risk to an acceptable level? And really that's our focus. It's rather than pushing products, it's more about have the right capacity, capability and competency within your organization from a cybersecurity perspective, understanding the threat landscape and then adapting your needs accordingly. And that's what our mission is. So whether that's managed security services, whether that's implementing zero trust security architecture, improving your overall architecture on-prem, in the cloud to reduce that level of risk, making it frictionless for users to connect to resources on-prem, in the cloud, without having to go through all the relevant checks, for example, that may not be necessary. And these are the kind of things that we're trying to introduce, for organizations.
That's correct, actually. Last but not the least, we are at GITEX.
Yes.
What are you showcasing at GITEX this time?
So GITEX, first of all, GITEX has been phenomenal this year. I think I've seen it. This year has been busier than ever before. For us, what we've been showcasing is our own capabilities, right? So we've been focused on Hawkeye, which is our managed CSOC services. We've been focused on, we launched our compliant platform, which is basically a SaaS-based cybersecurity compliance and assurance platform, which helps organizations comply to local and international cybersecurity and data governance standards. We've also focused heavily on Web3 security, which is basically the future of the internet, right? So as we start transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3, and we talk about metaverse. The focus here is to protect digital assets, right? So whether they are digital currencies and digital assets, now in Dubai, you can buy property using cryptocurrency, right? Crypto is now becoming a common method of payment. How do you secure that? And that's what we've been also focusing on. And finally, zero trust architecture. And so these are the core things that we've been focusing on. And we've had a great response from customers and partners that we deal with. So we're definitely on the right track. We're very much aligned towards overall strategy and also the future predictions of how cybersecurity is going to shape out to be, to have a more resilient infrastructure from an organization perspective, but also from an economy perspective as well.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much for being here with us and for sharing this valuable information with us.
Thank you very much, TECHx Media. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to TECHx to know more about what is happening at GITEX Technology Week 2022. Goodbye.